Hi there, this is Miss Holly. I'm here today for the third installment of our reading of One Well, The Story of Water on Earth by Rachelle Strauss and published by Kids Can Press. So today's reading is called Animals at the Well. Like plants, animals, including you, are mostly made of water. The water in animals is very important. It carries nutrients, helps digestion, removes waste, controls temperature, cleans eyes, and helps with joints. Water habitats are also home to many of Earth's animals and are where many animals find their food. Watery species such as fish, crabs, shrimp, and zooplankton are an important part of food chains around the world. A food chain is a link that connects animals and other species based on who eats whom. Without water-based species, food chains and food webs, collections of food chains, would collapse. Animals would starve. Animals not only need water to survive, they are also part of the water cycle. Animals add water to the atmosphere by breathing, sweating, peeing, and even drooling. The water you brushed your teeth with today may have been the spray of a beluga whale 10 years ago. Some pictures. The next chapter is watery habitats. A habitat is a place where an animal can find everything it needs to live: food, shelter, space, and water. Water is such an important part of an animal's habitat that if there wasn't enough available, the animal would move away, even if all of its other needs are not met. Most animals depend entirely on watery places, such as oceans, lakes, and wetlands for their habitat. Freshwater habitats, like lakes, rivers, and streams, are home to about 12% of the animal species in the world. Saltwater habitats, which are oceans, seas, and also some saltwater lakes, are home to 60% of all fish species, as well as many other species, including some mammals and reptiles, such as whales, turtles, and sea snakes. Some of these animals survive their whole lives in water, and they couldn't live without it. Others, such as frogs, toads, and many insects, spend part of their life on water and part on land, like this turtle behind me. Whether water is their habitat or just part of their habitat, animals could not survive without it. And now Mr. Sean and I are going to take Zeke the turtle on an adventure outside in a habitat. Thanks.
Hey, West Michigan Academy. As you just heard, Miss Holly was talking about the importance of different types of watery habitats for plants and animals. Well, I have Zeke here. She is about a 20-year-old red-eared slider that was given to Miss Holly when she first began working here as a gift from a student. Now, these turtles right here generally don't live in Michigan. They're actually a southern species of turtle, but for some reasons, she did not interrupt the food web here. As you can see, she's even listed as one of Michigan's terrific turtles here. So she prefers to get outside whenever she can. So sometimes we take her out to the wetlands here. We're actually standing in a wetland area here right at school. If we let her go, she probably wouldn't come back. So we're not gonna let her get too far away from us today. She's probably out looking for something to eat. Lots of times she'll eat almost anything we feed her. She eats worms, frogs, snails, goldfish.
Hey, Mr. Sean, what other kind of animals could we find living out in this watery habitat?
Well, you may even hear or see them right now. We've got some red-winged blackbirds that are flying around here. You can see the female red-winged blackbird sitting on the fence post of the solar panel over there. So she possibly has a nest in here right now. There she goes. This is obviously a great place for many different types of reptiles and amphibians to hatch. So we've got frogs, toads, snakes, and we do have some turtles that live in here as well.
How can we take care of this watery habitat, Mr. Sean?
Well, as we'll get into this a little bit more with our next reading, but you can see right here we've actually got some rocks in place that help filter out some of the pollution that may come from the parking lot. But in general, you know, we don't fertilize here at school, so if there was a bunch of fertilizer running off into this, that would cause a lot of extra plant growth and kind of pollute the pond. So your best bet is just to let it go natural and don't fertilize, don't put pesticides down, don't dump yard waste into these places. Wetlands are a very valuable resource.
Thanks, Mr. Sean.
Hey, you're welcome, Miss Holly.